je suis Diane Megro, je suis responsable de la turbine. Je suis ravie de vous accueillir ici aujourd'hui pour rencontrer l'équipe de PV Cycle et qui rentre en collaboration en fait avec Nilam, qui monte son projet qui s'appelle PV Solution. En 2 mots, la turbine, c'est quoi? On est un incubateur et un accélérateur d'entreprise. On crée un écosystème et on met en place un accompagnement qui permet aux entreprises de développer leurs idées en entreprise durable. Depuis l'année dernière, nous avons pris une direction et un parti pris pour privilégier les entrepreneurs qui développent des solutions qui permettent d'atteindre les objectifs de développement durable. Dans ce cadre, on a eu la joie et surtout l'émerveillement d'accompagner Nilam pendant notre programme de pré-incubation qui a eu lieu l'année dernière, et Nilam a développé son projet qui s'appelle PV Solution. Nous sommes ravis de pouvoir l'accompagner. On espère en tous les cas que Nilam sera un moteur pour encore plus d'entrepreneurs qui ont des projets à impact comme celui de Nilam. Donc merci d'être là, merci à vous tous pour ce déplacement. J'encourage Nilam et je donne la place à Nilam. Merci.
Bonjour à tous. Merci Diane pour ces mots. Honnêtement, l'année dernière, je suis tombée par hasard sur la page de Turbine. Et dans ma tête, moi, je savais qu'il y avait une opportunité pour l'île Maurice de faire un projet qui va être franchement quelque chose qui va changer non seulement l'économie, mais aussi notre impact sur l'environnement à Maurice. Je vais continuer en anglais parce que je sais qu'il y a des personnes qui ne parlent pas le français. So I will now speak in English for my friend Ulrich here, who is from Germany. So the idea of PV Solution, I got it because it's PV, the photovoltaic, and also prime volt. Why prime volt? Prime because we are going to be the first in the Indian Ocean to have our own recycling facility in solar panel waste. So the company background, I come from a background of procurement and logistics. I've been working in that field for 12 years, and how I realized that Mauritius had this need for this project is because myself, I have faced a problem. And I'm sure many of you face this problem because you're either doing solar farms or solar installations. The problem is, what do we do with our waste? Do we keep it? Do we store it? Do we dump it? Or do we export it? That's how I said there is an opportunity to fill this gap, because we cannot rely on export, because it's going to be in contradiction of what we want to achieve by using clean energy, which is to reduce our carbon footprint. So by exporting it, we are just polluting the environment more and more. So the company that we have set up here with PV Solutions is to have a service tailored for your end-of-life solar panels. How it's going to work? It's going to work in a very organic and holistic way. We are going to come and do an inspection of the solar panel. You will be provided with 2 options. Either we do a pickup or you do the delivery. And we are going to recycle it in a very transparent way. You are going to know where your product went after recycling. So this is what we aim to do. It's not going to be the traditional recycling that has been done in the past. We are here using innovativeness and technology, and also with the support of PV Cycle, we are bringing something new to Mauritius and really paving the way for a more sustainable country. So we really need to recycle solar panels. Why? Because right now we have already reached 127 megawatts of capacity in Mauritius, and which is equivalent of having 500,000 6,000 solar panels, which is 500,000. 500,000 solar panels is everywhere in Mauritius right now. So we really need to focus and think that we have to have a solution to the end of life. The demand is here and the demand will keep on increasing. As many of you already know, 95% of a solar panel can be recycled. And our target is to get at least the glass and the aluminium that can be put again into circular economy here in Mauritius. And this, trust me, is achievable because we have seen success stories from other countries like Japan, India, Europe, you name it, even Australia and America. So why should you recycle locally? Because by transitioning from fossil fuels to clean energy, you are committed to protect the environment. You should be responsible of your equipment and do it locally, and also contribute to the circular economy of your own country. So how is the recycling going to be done? So we are going to use again innovative technologies and techniques to do the dismantling of the solar panel. We are going to make sure we are not damaging, even if it's at the end of its cycle, we want to preserve the raw material, which is the glass and the aluminium and even the cells. So we are going to disassemble, we will do the sorting, the dismantling, the cleaning, and as well as the refining. So this is how we are going to recycle your solar panel in a very organic way in Mauritius. Our partnership with PV Cycle is really a major goal for Mauritius, because we are setting example that despite being just a dot on the map, we are making a difference. We are here to say, okay, we have adopted renewable energy, we have adopted this clean energy, but we are also thinking about its end of life. We are also contributing to preserve and protect our economy. And by recycling, you are participating in at least 6 SDG goals, which is really big. So our future goals for PV Solution would be to form strategic alliances with many groups here in Mauritius to facilitate the pickups, so that people do not need to drive long distances to drop their used solar panels, because we really want to target SSDG, MSDG, and also big project in Mauritius. And also we want to have, like I said, nationwide collection hubs, which will be free for a certain amount of solar panels. So I would like to thank you, and without much further ado, I would have Jan from PV Cycle doing his presentation on who is PV Cycle and why we need PV Cycle. Thank you. We have the honor to have the CEO of Marina here, and he would like to share a few words with you all. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup Nilom pour l'invitation. Bon après-midi à tout le monde. Tout d'abord, I think this is a very great initiative that we start talking about recycling of PVs. As you know, the government has pledged to reach 60% of renewable energy by 2030. So at our end, we are pushing on the use of renewable energy. And the most easiest technology, most mature one and most affordable one is solar. And by 2030, by 2025, we expect to commission some 300 megawatts of installation. So we are giving a solution to our problem, that is the the energy part, energy security part of the issue. But while creating a solution, we are also creating a problem. That is, in days to come, in years to come, these items are going to be named as a waste. Today it is not a waste, but in 20, 25 years, 30 years, it's going to be a waste, because you have to discard it and you have to look for new panels. Just one thing, normally when we talk about waste of the renewable, of the PV panels, normally it's applied more to the utility part, because panels normally there is a loss of efficiency each year, but very little amount. So let's say after 20, 30 years, you can have an efficiency, let's say 80% or 70%. Why it is more important for a utility part? Because they have what we call a PPA towards the utility. That is, the only utility here in Mauritius is the CEB. A PPA is that when you produce, you're being remunerated, and when you don't produce, you have penalties. Whereas in a residential connection agreement, you don't have the issue of penalties. When you produce, you are remunerated, and when you are not producing, you don't have to pay penalties to the utility. So even if these panels at a point in time has to be changed, it can be reused. Recycling is one thing. This is the idea of the 3R: reuse, recycling, and reduce. So it can be reused, let's say, for ONGs or like a CSR action. At our level, if I'm not mistaken, last month, we have initiated, well before we have initiated a study for the recycling of PV panels and EV batteries in Mauritius. And last month we had a consultation workshop. If you will check your mail, we have sent you the draft report so as to get your comments for people who has been present during that workshop. And we expect to publish it in the days and weeks to come. When I was listening to you, I said that you're reading my mind, and like most of people from engineering background, we don't like to reinvent the wheel. And also your question was very pertinent, that is, do we copy or do we not copy? I think yes and no. We have to make things that are adaptable to the local context. There is the legal framework, there is what can be done, and there is also the economy of scale. We cannot compare, let's say, for big countries in Europe and what we are producing. Let's say to reach this 60% goal, we need an installation of capacity of 600 megawatts. But we cannot put all our eggs in the same basket. That is, we cannot focus only on PV. Just for your information, in a year we have 8,000 hours, and PV can produce at an optimum performance of 1,500 hours. So not only that, is that PV brings also much instability on the grid. There is the advantages, and there is also the disadvantages of these technology. This is why you will notice that more emphasis is being put on hybrid facilities. That is PV coupled with BESS, batteries, battery energy storage system, or coupled with other type of renewable energy, be it wind, be it hydro, or ocean renewable energy. Don't forget that solar or wind require much amount of land, and this is a commodity that is a luxury in Mauritius, because we are on an island, and we cannot extend our territory. We cannot go beyond boundaries or enter into fight with neighbors. We don't have neighbors, we don't have borders. So, but we are as being a small island developing state, we are also a large ocean country. So we have to tap in the ocean renewable energy. But this is quite more challenging because these technologies are not well developed in other countries because they don't have the same demand, they don't have the same specificities, and they don't have the same issue. We don't have land, but we need much more energy. So this is why here in Mauritius we have to think quite differently compared to other countries. But what is good is that we need to start talking about it, even if the issue is going to happen in 5 years or in 10 years' time. Because the first PV farm was set up in 2014, so we're expecting that the big amount of waste is going to happen in 10 years. So to start these types of, I'm not concluding, I'm not giving conclusion, whereas on the report, but the thing is that we have to have a critical mass to think about whether we are going to have a recycling industry or not, whether it's going to be feasible or not, because we have to have a critical mass so as we can start thinking about industry, or rather than to export these items. But again, this thing that we are calling a waste is going to happen in, let's say, in 10 years or in 20 years. It is also a resource. So what I used to say is that don't waste the waste. And we have to continue these types of exercise, that we have to continue to talk about it, and then when it's going to happen, to have the best solution. Thank you.